Good evening. Good evening. It is Monday, January the 3rd, 2022. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It is a blessing to be able to step over into a new year with new things in God. We are on the JADASA Live broadcast streaming across social media platforms and the Blog Talk Elations Radio. We are located here in St. Louis, Missouri. I am your host, Cynthia R. Bennett, and we are in the studio, and I have a very special person who is sitting in with me behind the scenes in the studio. That is my favorite sister-in-law, Sandra Bennett. We call her Sanka. So when the family see this, they know she is in the studio with me. Again, here on the JADASA podcast, the live podcast, we talk about issues dealing with abuse and neglect in the community. Our platform is to use to raise awareness, to provide resources, and offer hope through educating, edifying, and encouraging. So I want to thank you, our viewers and our listeners, and we ask that if this podcast helps you in any way, shape, form, or fashion with you, your family, it assists your family, your friends, your associates. The JADASA organization is asking you to donate into this much needed cause to help survivors and their children. You can do this by going to our website at jadasa.org and hit the donate button. You can also go to paypal.me with the / of JADASA.org, one word, or you can cash app us at $JADASA STL. Your donations are fully tax deductible. But before we get started with tonight's segment, I want to just pop some announcements on the screen to let you see them. And as you can see, this is our Sister Sis weekly support group session that will be this Wednesday from 7 to 8 o'clock. Again, we are going to do this by Zoom. We know that the Omicron, the Delta, and all these different types of variants are increasing, and we know there's a rise in cases. However, we still want to hear from you. We want to be there with our sisters to talk about, to share, to laugh, to cry, to encourage together. So the variant is not going to stop us. We go work around it. So even though we're not in the office or we're not at the building, we can go online through Zoom. So what I am asking you to do to make sure, if you want to be a part of this Zoom, you email us at info@jadasa.org or go to the website and let us know. We will give you that Zoom information, that Zoom link, because we want to make sure that what we say and what we talk about and discuss stays in-house and in the Zoom room. And we don't want anybody coming in unless we know who you are. So again, the Sister Sis weekly support group is going to be Zoom live, and you can come in for this Wednesday. So I hope to see you guys there, or somebody that you know that would be beneficial to be in on this group session. Send them the information or give them the information so they can come in. Our next one, if you all know that our spring 2022 developer program is open for registration. It starts March the 5th. These are for girls ages 10 to 19. We teach them about group sessions. We teach them about entrepreneurship. We teach them about coding, basic coding. And we have the sister group circle where we deal with social issues that our girls are going through. Again, this is an 8-week program, 8 Saturdays from 9 to 1. They get breakfast and they get snacks. This is free of charge. We ask you to sign up. Go to the website and sign up because the slots are limited. We have had a lot of girls that come through that. It was an awesome program, wonderful program. You can go to the website, go to the JADASA Facebook page and look at some of the pictures. And also, you know that once they finish the program, we also have a showcase where they showcase their apps to their parents. And we also give them a gift certificate to help them start up their business should they desire to do so. But we are paying them for their worth, for their knowledge. And that is the start to encourage and build up our young girls in the community. So I got something else too, a last announcement. Bam, there you go. You all have been asking about the developer program, like where is it for the women? How come the grown people can't be a part of it? Well, here you are. This is Developer 2.0. This is a Microsoft Office and basic coding for women ages 20 and up. Now, this program we are charging is $60 for the entire day. You get breakfast and you get lunch included in this. This is only for one day, and it is February the 26th from 9 to 3. If you want to learn more about the Microsoft Office programs such as Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, we got you. And if you want to learn any of the basic coding apps that the young girls are learning, we got you there too. So this is something that's on the horizon again, February the 26th, 2022. And so that is our announcements for this week. I just want to share it with you all. If you didn't catch anything, pop an email to me, or you can go into the chat room and let me know, and I'll get that information to you. So for more information regarding any of these things, again, go to our website at JADASA.org. The Developer 2.0 is out there. The sister group is out there. And the developer with the young girls. So let's get started. Tonight, I want to discuss, everybody talks about this is the new year, and a lot of people, we always talk about New Year's resolutions, and we mean well and good. Everybody, at least I do. I can't talk from everybody, but at least I do. We mean well and good about our resolutions. But, I'm always trying to pivot anything that's going to help the community that's dealing with domestic abuse, neglect, encouragement, anything that's going to build up the community. I'm for it. And so helping survivors of domestic abuse and neglect, just like any New Year's resolution, it takes effort and it takes energy to create new habits or to create a new resolution. So I ran across this one particular organization that's called Shalva. This is a Jewish organization who provide these services for Jewish women. They created this program that's called Show You Care, CARE. And this program, it instructs us how to make new habits to support survivors of domestic abuse, neglect, and those who may need encouragement, pretty much everybody. So they're creating this program to help somebody else. I know we like to help ourselves, and we like to, we think about ourselves, and that's great. I always say, make sure you're safe and you have your own safety. But this is something that we can help somebody for free. It don't cost you anything, but it's going to help someone else. So again, if you are concerned about yourself, if you've gone through any abuse or in some kind of situation, you need encouragement, or anyone who falls in any of those categories, your friends, your families, your co-workers, your neighbors, let's delve into the resolutions of the CARE program. And the CARE program stands for Create Awareness, Respond Effectively. Why do they say that? Create awareness, respond effectively. Because we can create something to make people aware, but if we don't respond effectively, then that's just it. It stops at the awareness. What's the next step? What is the next step? Once you create the awareness, then there's something else, respond. But then how are you going to respond? Sometimes people respond recklessly. Sometimes people respond effectively. And so we're just going to talk about 4 things that we can do to help other people we can come up with these 4 resolutions that we're going to do to help someone else. Create awareness where we can respond effectively to help those who feels like they may not have any help, or they don't have a voice, or they just need somebody to be there for them. So resolution number 1 is express your specific concerns with your loved ones. Tell them that you are concerned and be specific. I can't say this enough. Be specific. I hate for somebody to talk to me in generality. What are you talking about? And they go all the way around, the picket fence, around the corner, down the street, and come back to try to tell you something. Be specific. When you're trying to help someone, you got to be specific, because everybody may not even get it, what you're talking about. You may think, okay, they don't understand, or they just act like they don't understand. They may not understand for real. So you have to be specific. You may be the first person who has ever hinted at these things may not be acceptable or feel like it's healthy. They may not feel like it's healthy or acceptable, but you have to be specific. If you are going to express your concerns with somebody, be specific. This is how you helping them. This is how you helping other people. This is how you help them overcome this is how you help someone who's in a pickle. People in a pickle, not because they want to be in a pickle. Sometimes they know they're in a pickle. They just don't know how to get out. But be specific. Tell them what you're seeing, what's going on. I always tell people, tell me when I'm messing up, or tell me what I'm doing that you can help me. Don't be general, because then I might walk into a wall. So you have to be specific, expressing your concerns with your love. If you love them, you go be specific and tell them, instead of beating around the bush. To me, I hate that. Don't beat around the bush. Be specific. If it's going to hurt my feelings, oh well, let it hurt my feelings. I get over it. It's not going to kill me. Be specific. If you want to help somebody, be specific. Resolution 2, make sure you validate their feelings. What would I say about that when you validate their feelings? Okay, when somebody's telling you they're upset or they're hurt, what you're doing, you're validating their feelings. So let me see what I can say. So you're saying that this hurt you. So you're saying when this happened, you was upset. What you're doing is you're listening to them, then you're telling them what you think they're saying in your own words. You're listening to them, because what it is, you have to believe them and you have to affirm their feelings. You cannot tell them how they should feel. Oh, no, you know what? You tripping. You don't feel like that. It ain't. No, you cannot tell somebody else how they are feeling. They can tell you how they feel, but you can't tell them how they feel. What you can do is listen to them and believe them. That is one of the things that most abusers are fearful of, that somebody will not believe them. We've talked about this before. If you go listen to them, you believe them and affirm their feelings. Acknowledge that they're hurt. Acknowledge that they're crying. Acknowledge that they're depressed. Acknowledge that they're suicidal. Acknowledge that they've been abused. Acknowledge that they're neglectful or been neglected. You acknowledge that, because this may be the first time that somebody has ever acknowledged that they are hurting. Hi, would you say most abusers are suffering from a personality disorder like narcissism, sociopath? Sam, exactly. They are. Most abusers are narcissistic. They have now I'm going to say sociopathy. So you mean sociopath. Yeah, they can border on that, but they definitely have a narcissistic behavior. Yes, I agree. And yes, I do say that. So one of the resolutions, the second resolution is helping somebody is to acknowledge and validate their feelings. Because when a person has been abused and neglected, the one thing is, if they're telling you hurt them and you just brush them off, you're not even acknowledging that they've been hurt. You're not acknowledging their feelings. You don't care, which is a narcissistic behavior, by the way, Sammy. So, yes, acknowledge their feelings, because now if you believe them and you're listening to them and you acknowledge their feelings, that gives them the more strength to open up. Exactly, Sam, you right. It is no excuse. Both of my abusive exes were either around abuse growing up or abused themselves. Yes, exactly. Most abusers have been abused. And you're right, it is no excuse, but it is a vicious cycle. Most abusers have been abused. It's a vicious cycle. That's why there is programs out there that's called batterers intervention, because they have to realize that's a cycle. That is not, then that's their norm, but that's still not the norm. It don't have to be your norm. The thing about it, when they do that, you have to make sure that they own that abuse. That is not your abuse. They own it. And a lot of times, people that have been abused, we normally take that position on ourselves. Well, maybe if I hadn't done this, if I hadn't said that, if I hadn't went here, if I hadn't acted that way. No, that has no bearing on what you did, said, went, acted, none of that. The abuse is his or her. They own that abuse. Sammy says, do they know what they are doing even if they have an underlying mental issue? Yes, they do know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. The thing is, they may not know how to deal with whatever the issues is that's going on internally with them, and they're lashing out at a person. So the point is, they need to deal with the underlying issue, because the person that they're abusing and hitting and mistreating, it's not that person. They just happen to be there, and they're using them to usurp their anger, but they're not really dealing with the situation themselves. They're not dealing with whatever it is that's going on with them. And so, yes, they do know what they're doing. Resolution number 3, be prepared with resources to guide them. There's agencies out there, therapists out there. In this care program, they have rabbis, of course, because it's a Jewish organization. But we have our ministers. If you want to go through and talk to a minister, a pastor, or a social worker, and if there's in a school system, there's different places you can go to get support. And so JADASA is one of these resources as well. And as you know, that we're back here, we never left the Zoom because of the pandemic. We just found another way to still talk to our clients and to get help to the community. And so the resources out there, if it's something that I can't do, if it's over my head, I guarantee you I can point you to somebody who can help you. So one of the things, be prepared to know where the resources to guide them. We're not saying that you're going to be the once all for all and you know all. No, you don't know all. And if you don't know what you're doing, do not act as if you know what you're doing to help them, because what you're doing, you'll end up hurting it and making it worse. But what you do is guide them. I know where I can get somebody some information to help you. That's resolution number 3, because they need to know that they're not by themselves, and there are some people that can help them. Now, it's not always sometimes somebody that you know, and it's always not family, and it's not friends. You need someone that's going to look at that situation and be not biased. You need an unbiased person who can look at it for what it is, tell it for what it is, and tell you how to move into the direction you need to do for your healing. But you need to be that person. Hey, here's the support. Now they may not take it. That's okay. When they do decide to take it, you be there and give them the information they need. As I always say, you make sure that you are that open door, because whenever they decide to walk through it, you want to be that open door. Don't shut the door on them with your personality. Don't shut the door with your attitude. Oh my God, here she go again. Why we got to keep going with this? I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of listening. Okay, now you shutting the door, because now she got the muster. He or she has to muster up the strength to share with you, or maybe not even you, because you didn't already shut the door. They probably not going to share it with you anymore. They're going to go to somebody else. They got to muster up their strength again to share. But always be that open door. Always be that open door, because you never know when they get the strength to walk through it. You want to make sure you're doing that. Resolution number 4, no matter what, respect their decisions. Let me tell y'all something. I have dealt with a lot of clients, and I've told them, and I, say, hey, what do you want to do? You always put the decision in their court. Because when a person has been abused and neglected and being discouraged, the power has been taken from them. That is the forte, or that is the MO of the abuser, to usurp power and control over you. So they've taken the power from you. Now what you're doing, you give them that power back. When they come to you, what do you want to do? They may say, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, fine. So what do you think you want to do? This is what I should, I can help you with this, but you putting it in their court. Well, let me know when you're ready to do this or when you want to do that. You're still putting the ball in their court. You're still giving them the power back to make the decisions over their life. Now, in this resolution number 4, the respect part, respect their decision. Statistics says abusers, the abused, go back to their abuser at least 7 times. Statistics says that. So don't get to the point where you get tired because they didn't make the decision you think they should have made, or they not ready to make any changes. Respect their decision, because guess what? If you make the decision for them and they're not ready, it's not going to work. It's going to backfire, and then you're going to be frustrated because you're trying to control the situation, which henceforth you're taking the control from the abuser and you taking the control. Now they still don't have control, because now they done left the abuser who was trying to control them, and now you trying to control the situation. They're in the same boat. So now make sure you respect their decisions. Let them make their own decisions and respect their choices, even if you don't agree with it. And if you don't agree with them, you don't have to tell them, I disagree with that. Because then they go shut you down, because now they feel like you're against them. You just say, okay, this is your decision. I'm here when you need me. You're still leaving that door open. You're still leaving that door open. So those 4 resolutions: 1, express your specific concerns with them, about them. Tell them what you're concerned about and be specific. Let them know, because when you tell them you're concerned and you give them a specific issue or a specific reason or whatever it is, they know that you have taken the time to analyze, or you've noticed something about their life. You've noticed something. You took the time to notice something or to look at whatever is going on in their life, and you're bringing it to their attention. So therefore, you have paid attention to them. So make sure you express your concerns. If you want to help somebody this year, express your concerns and be specific. Be specific. The second one, you need to make sure you validate their feelings, not your feelings. Don't tell them, well, I don't know why you keep going back. I wouldn't go back. No, you don't know what you go do. Just validate their feelings. I understand you're afraid. I understand you're fearful. I see that you're hurt. I see that you're scared. I see what you're doing. You're validating that you know that they have these type of feelings. Don't say, girl, I wouldn't be scared of him. I wouldn't do this. Nobody asked you. It's them. If you want to help them, validate their feelings by listening to them. And when you listen, that means you shut up talking and let them talk. You don't overtalk. Let them talk. They can tell you how they feel. They can tell you what's going on with them. They can tell you what's going on in their bodies and their minds. Listen. A part of communication is listening. But when you're listening, you believe and affirm their feelings. This may be the first time that anybody took the time to acknowledge that they hurt. That's why suicide is this time of year, people don't realize folks are hurting. This is not a holly jolly season for everybody. There's people that hate this season because a lot of things have happened in their lives, or family or friends or whatever that has happened, They are not looking forward to this type of season. So you have to make sure you affirm their feelings, listen to them, acknowledge them. Sammy, you says abuse victims are often under a spell of manipulation. Best thing is to be a good listener and make it known you're always there. Exactly, Sammy. That is exactly a good suggestion that you put out there. Yes, to always make sure you are there. You are always there. So resolution 1, again, express your specific concerns. Resolution number 2, make sure you validate their feelings. Resolution number 3, be prepared to give them resources. You're not a one-stop shop. You don't know it all. But be able to say, hey, I can give you this number or this young lady or this person or whatever. Give them the information that you can help them. So you're showing them, hey, I'm going to give you the resources and guide you. They may not know where to go. When I was going through this 30 some years ago, I didn't have a clue. I didn't have a clue. First of all, I was too embarrassed to even tell my parents I was going through it. And then when I went through it, I didn't even know who to call, who to contact, or nobody. But you can do that. Be that resolution number 3. Be prepared to guide them. Now, number 4, no matter what they decide, respect their decision. It's their decision. Can you leave your socials like Instagram or Facebook? I don't know what you mean by that, Sammy. But always respect their decisions, whatever it is. Respect it, because that's their decisions. You just make sure that you are always going to be that open door, whether you agree with them or not. And if you don't agree with them, you don't have to let it be known. Just say, hey, I understand that's your decision. I understand that's your decision, because you want to give the power back to them. So again, you show you care was designed to help support people that's experiencing domestic abuse and all those things. So if you know or suspect someone or anyone is being abused, neglected by the person they love, this is the place to start. You can put those resolutions in place starting today. You don't have to wait next month, next week, starting today. Call them starting today. You can make a positive difference by providing validation and support. And with everyone's help, we can get help to those who need it the most and work through this crisis, this epidemic together. Because if you don't know it, we are still in the epidemic. I mean, I'm not even talking about COVID. I'm talking about this abuse. This is an epidemic, a pandemic that's been going on since the Bible days. The longevity of it. People are still going through it. And so there's a hotline number you can call, the 1-800-799-7233. That is the hotline.org for the National Domestic Abuse Hotline. You can also call our number, 1-800-292-2145. You can go to our website at JADASA.org. You can email me, info@JADASA.org, or you can shoot me an email on this my JADASA page on Facebook or Instagram. But I want to leave you with something. I always leave this with the listeners and the viewers. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the thoughts that I have and I think towards you, said the Lord. God was talking to Jeremiah, who was a prophet. He said, that is thoughts of peace and no evil, not of evil, but to give you an expected end. God saying that he has good thoughts towards you, that the thoughts towards you is peaceful. The thoughts towards you is prosperous, because he is not thinking anything evil of you, because he wants to give you an expected end. In other words, he wants to give you the end that you expect to have. And so if your end is expected to be peaceful, loving, joyful, prosperous, well, whole, if those are the ends that you want, God wants you to have that. He wants to give you the end that you expect. Now, remember, JADASA is a community organization, and you are the community. Therefore, you are JADASA. It's JADASA 24/7, 365 days, all day, every day. And with that being said, I want you to be safe. I want you to be well. And I want you to be whole. Good night.